eat? Meat. Well done. What does a cat eat? Fish. Amazing! What does a bear eat? Honey. Awesome! What does a mouse eat? Cheese. Amazing!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does an elephant eat? Leaves. Excellent! What does a bee eat? Flower. Way to go! What does a fish eat? Worms. Good job! What does a frog eat? Bug. Excellent! What does a giraffe eat? Twigs. Awesome!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a horse eat? Apple. Excellent! What does a kangaroo eat? Broccoli. Good job! What does a monkey? Banana. Way to go! What does an ostrich eat? Flower. Awesome! What does a parrot eat? Chili. Awesome!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a penguin eat? Squid. Excellent! What does a pig eat? Corn. Great job! What does a rabbit eat? Carrot. Amazing! What does a squirrel? Acorn. Amazing! What does a zebra? Twigs. Awesome!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a dog eat? Bone. Good job! What does a cow eat? Grass. Great job! What does a hippo? Leaves. Super! What does a panda eat? Bamboo. Awesome! What does a lion eat? Meat. Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a crocodile eat? Meat. Well done! What does a cat eat? Fish. Awesome! What does a bear eat? Honey. Way to go! What does a mouse eat? Cheese. Great job! What does an elephant eat? Leaves. Way to go!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a bee eat? Flower. Amazing! What does a fish? Worms. Good job! What does a frog? Bug. Great job! What does a giraffe eat? Twigs. Super! What does a horse eat? Apple. Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a kangaroo eat? Broccoli. Excellent! What does a monkey eat? Banana. Excellent! What does an ostrich eat? Flower. Well done! What does a parrot eat? Chili. Awesome! What does a pink squid? Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a pig eat? Corn. Excellent! What does a carrot? Well done! What does a squirrel eat? Acorn. Excellent! What does a zebra eat? Twigs. Way to go! What does a dog eat? Bone. Good job!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a cow eat? Grass. Amazing! What does a hippopotamus eat? Leaves. Great job! What does a panda eat? Bamboo. Good job! What does a lion eat? Meat. Super! What does a crocodile meat? Good job!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a cat eat? Fish. Great job! What does a bear eat? Honey. Awesome! What does a mouse cheese? Amazing! What does an elephant leaves? Way to go! What does a bee eat? Flower. Great job!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a fish eat? Worms. Great job! What does a frog eat? Bug. Great job! What does a giraffe twigs? Well done! What does a horse apple? Way to go! What does a kangaroo eat? Broccoli. Way to go!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a monkey eat? Banana. Good job! What does an ostrich eat? Flower. Way to go! What does a parrot eat? Chili. Excellent! What does a penguin? Squid. Super! What does a pig? Corn. Awesome!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a rabbit eat? Carrot. Super! What does a acorn? Well done! What does a zebra? Twigs. Excellent! What does a dog eat? Bone. Good job! What does a cat? Grass. Amazing!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a hippopotamus? Leaves. Leaves. Good job! What does a bamboo? Awesome! What does a meat? Good job! What does a crocodile eat? Meat. Excellent! What does a cat eat? Fish. Super!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a bear eat? Honey. Amazing! What does a mouse eat? Cheese. Excellent! What does an elephant eat? Leaves. Excellent! What does a bee eat? Flour. Amazing! What does a fish eat? Worms. Excellent!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a frog eat? Bug. Well done! What does a giraffe eat? Twigs. Amazing! What does a horse eat? Apple. Super! What does a kangaroo? Broccoli. Super! What does a monkey? Banana. Well done!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does an ostrich eat? Flour. Amazing! What does a parrot eat? Chili. Good job! What does a penguin eat? Squid. Way to go! What does a pig eat? Corn. Good job! What does a rabbit eat? Carrot. Great job!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a squirrel? Acorn. Super! What does a zebra eat? Twigs. Super! What does a dog? Bone. Good job! What does a cow eat? Grass. Excellent! What does a hippopotamus eat? Leaves. Amazing!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a bamboo? Super! What does a bamboo? Meat. Amazing! What does a meat? Excellent! What does a cat eat? Fish. Good job! What does a bear? Honey. Way to go!
You have unlocked a new sticker.
What does a mouse eat? Cheese. Well done! What does an elephant eat? Leaves. Good job! What does a bee? Flour. Well done! What does a fish eat? Worms. Excellent! What does a frog eat? Bug. Excellent! What does a squirrel eat? Acorn. Super! What does a zebra? Twigs. Amazing! What does a dog eat? Bone. Well done! What does a cow eat? Grass. Super! What does a hippopotamus eat? Leaves. Well done! Pet salon. Pet doctor.
Whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah! Yeah!
Whoa!
Puzzles. Alphabet flashcards. A. A is for ant. B. B is for bee. C. C is for cat. D. D is for dog. E. E is for elephant. Spelling. Junior Chef's Cafe.
Gingerbread cookies! Pick a flavor of your choice. Orange. Dragon flour. Spice mix. Salt. Baking powder. Mix the ingredients. Great job! Add the ingredients to make the egg. Brown sugar. Butter. Orange syrup. I like that. Now let's flatten the dough. Tap to turn on the machine. Amazing! Pick a shape you like and drag into star. Excellent! Put the tray into oven. Tap to turn on the machine. Fantastic! Let's decorate. Fruit. Cherries. Sprinkles. Wow! It's time to eat. Wow! Yum! 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 Cotton candy. Pick a flavor of your choice. Mango. Choose a shape you like. Great job! Let's add sugar. Now let's add some mango syrup. Turn on the cotton candy machine. Move the stick in circles to gather the cotton candy. I like that! Let's decorate! Give your cotton candy a yummy twist! Sprinkles. Yummy! Wow! Wow! Yum! Wow! Wow! Burger. Drag and drop the patty mix. Pepper. Paprika. Salt. Oil. Flour. Diced onions. Egg. Mix the ingredients. Great job! Drag and drop the patties onto the grill. Flip the grill the other side. I like that! Now assemble your burger the way you like it. Toppings. Pickled cucumber. Lettuce. Patties. Yum! Sauces. Mayonnaise.